so. Dylan, are you going to be willing to do this?
Yeah, Dylan.
Okay.
Wait, 3 and 4 also?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Whoever ready and whoever has it done, get you up here. Take 3 minutes, finish it up. It's online. I misplaced it.
Okay. Thank you.
You know what? Change it to the 5. Or you change the 50 to the 50.
So we got somebody who's coming up to do all of them? Dylan, you got it?
Math. What? Got it.
Alright. Yeah, now keep in mind this is a presentation, so explain your steps.
Oh, so I'm multiplying this to the bottom to be the same as the bottom, so yeah.
Don't forget the explanations.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
What did you do on number 2?
Oh, we'll go over it.
Yeah, we'll go over it. Calm down. I'm gonna go down. Because so what you do on 4 is you make it so that the bottom one term is equal to the top, and you just cancel it. So it's 1 equals x plus 4.
How did you get them to be equal? What's that special thing I keep repeating so many times? What is the bottom? It's a difference of
Bases? I don't know.
difference of two squares.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why you can factor it.
Mm-hmm.
Now hold up, number 3.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
I'm not done.
Gotcha. Sorry, couldn't hit the right.
Wow.
Oh.
State the x values that you cannot have. Number 4, x values you cannot have.
Oh, then
For number 4, state the x values you cannot have.
oh, x minus 1 and x minus
Nope, those are terms. You need to state the values you cannot have.
1. I'm confused now.
Huh?
I'm confused now.
What x value? Other people are going to be confused too, so it's not just you. What x values can you not put in here because that will make it 0 or 0? Very good. Yep.
That's a 3.
Are you sure? Let's pause.
I mean,
Let's see.
negative 3.
Negative 3. Negative 3 to the power of 9 is some negative number times 4. Negative 3 to the power of 3 is some negative number times 12. Are you sure I can't have negative 3? No, that's not the right value. The correct value is 0. You cannot have 0. Why can't you have 0? Try and
Because
plug
then it'd be 0 over 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's good correction. Now you want to turn and see, does anybody have questions for you?
Really?
Number 2 is not. I don't think you did number 2 correct.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that I did either.
We'll fix that for you. But nice job for Dylan. Three over 3, right? 22 over 24 minus 9 over 24. So what's that? One more time. 17 over 24? 13. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, so nice job, Dylan. And I'm glad you came up and had some mistakes because other people have them too. So then we correct them.
I'm proud of you, Bill. I'm proud of myself.
Very good. Very
I
good.
accept the compliment.
Okay, so Dylan. Okay, so today is going to be probably the most challenging day in Chapter 8 for you. You have to learn how to add and subtract fractions. So,
Again.
we already talked about that. What do you need when you add or subtract fractions?
The same denominator.
Same denominator. Okay, so can I add these?
Yes.
So add them. Tell me what you get when you simplify. Should try this right now. Add them. It is 2x minus 5 over what, though? Okay, very good, right? It is. It's x plus 4 at the bottom. Remember, you do not touch the bottom. Denominator stays the same. Okay. Can I add these two? Yep. So add those two. Don't forget to distribute the negative. This negative is saying that's going to turn negative, and that's going to turn negative. You have to distribute it. (3x) and negative 6x gives me a negative 3x. Negative 4 and negative 1 give me a negative 5, and that's over x squared plus 1. Okay. Let's pause here for a second.
How does the 3x and a negative 6? Oh, not.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So distribute the negative. Now you have to ask yourself, is there any x values I cannot have? Is there any x values I cannot have? Negative 1 and 1? It looks like it. Well, let's check. 1 squared is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's fine. Negative 1 squared is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Is there anything x cannot be?
No.
No, because if you remember back to quadratics, what is x squared looks like? It looks like this. What does x squared plus 1 looks like? It looks like that shifted up, right? Does it ever become 0?
No.
No. So that's how I know that there's nothing that will ever make this denominator 0. Okay, if you know how to think differently in math, right? Like graph, or you can think about, can I ever make this 0? There's only one number, and it's not real, that would make that bottom 0. Does anybody know what it is? It's I. Yep. I, we learned about this, right? I is equal to square root of negative 1. If you square square root of negative 1, you get negative 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Yep, very good. Okay. You can copy this down if you want to. It's in your book. I think it's a little wordy, so I'm not going to ask you to copy it down. What you need to copy down is this information right here. The steps for how to find the least common multiple. Steps for how to find the least common multiple. Factor them. Put together all the different parts using the highest degree of those with the same base. Factor. Put together all the different parts. Choose the highest exponent for each. Let's say it one more time. Factor. Put together all the different parts, multiply them, that is, and choose the highest exponent for each. So, is this one, can you factor it any further? Nope. So we're going to leave it as 2 to the power of 1 times x to the power of 3 times y to the power of 4. This one, can you simplify it, factor it? No? So it's 3 to the power of 1 times x to the power of 5 times y to the power of 3. So if you want your LCM, your least common multiple, then what you do is put together all the different parts. So what are all the different ones? You can already see them. 2 times 3 times. There's 2 other different ones. What are the only 2 different things? Leftovers. X times y. All right, would you agree that those are all the different terms? Yes? What's the highest exponents for 2? 1. What's the highest exponent for 3? What's the highest exponent for x? 5. What's the highest exponent for y? 4. You see how nice it is to find the least common multiple? You factor, put together all the different terms after you take out your headphones, then you choose the highest power for each. Okay? Okay. So let's try one more. So you can see a good example that might lead to some confusion. So try and find the least common multiple for this one. X squared plus 3x minus 4. X squared minus 3x plus 2. X squared plus 3x minus 4. X squared minus 3x plus 2. First step was factor, so you should factor both of those. Saeed, what does this one factor into?
X minus 1 and x plus 4.
There you go. Thank you. X minus 1 and x plus 4. All right. And Lean, help me out with the second one. That one factors into
X minus 2 and x minus 1.
x minus 2 and x minus 1. Thank you. I'm finding the least common multiple, so my first step was factor. I did that. Next step is write all of the different terms. Well, let's see. X minus 1 times x minus 2 times x plus 4. And I'm going to choose what for the exponents? The highest power. What's the highest power of x minus 1? Let's hear some different answers. 2. I heard other ones. 1. Who says 1? Who says 2? Do you see any x minus 1s to the power of 2 there? No, so be careful. There's only an x minus 1 to the power of 1 and an x minus 1 to the power of 1. So what's the highest power of x minus 1? 1. So be careful. This is a mistake that people will make. The highest power is 1. Highest power? Highest power? This is an important example because it highlights a common mistake people will make. It says, what is the highest power of those two? Not put them together. Okay? Good to go on? Okay, hopefully that was helpful. We just did this, so we're not going to do that again. And now we're going to learn how to add and subtract. So let's go through it slow so we make sure we hit all of the points and we make sure we understand what to do. Because this, again, is the part where people have the most trouble in Chapter 8. You need to make sure you have these down. Every piece that we write down, you need to make sure is in your notes. So I'll leave that like that for a second so you can copy it down. So we're trying to add in this first example. To add, you need the same what? Denominator. We need the same denominator. First step is factor. Factor if possible. Well, let's see. Let's see, what does this one factor into? X minus 3 over, that is x plus 4 times x minus 1, plus 2x over x plus 4. Can I add these? No. What's missing from this guy to make it so we could add them? X minus 1. So you think I can just go like this? No, you cannot do that. You need to do this. This is fine. This is not. This is fine. This is not. So, why is this okay? What are we actually multiplying by?
1.
1, which is totally fine. So now expand. Expand / simplify. I'll just put simplify. Can't I write them all over the same denominator? X plus 4 times x minus 1 is the denominator. And we're going to do some mental math and combine the numerator. This is 2x squared minus 2x. Do you agree? 2x squared minus 2x. Okay. 2x squared, that's my highest power. Let's see, minus 2x and plus x, so that gives me a minus x. And let's see, I just have a negative 3 here. So if you combine like terms, that was just some mental math, and we have this. You're not done because this factors. And you need to check if it factors to see if you can cancel something. So you need to remember how to factor this guy. So talk amongst your groups real quick and remember how to factor this top guy and factor him for me. So factor the top guy.
Because multiplying 2x and x minus 1, and then is 2x squared. That's the highest power. That's x squared. You have to choose the highest power.
To factor 2x squared minus x plus 3 multiply 2 and you're going to get back.
Okay, so I heard a couple of people saying that's what they got. We should have came out with 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. Okay, if you don't recall how to do that, that means you're having trouble factoring now, which was fine a couple weeks ago, but now we need to be able to factor. So you need to be able to do this. What adds to -1 and multiplies to -6, do factor by grouping, and you come up with this. Cancel, x plus, oh, do we have anything to cancel? No? So we're done, but I haven't finished my problem because what do I have to state? The undefined x values. X cannot equal to 1 or -4. So this was the first example out of multiple ones that we're going to do today. Do you have any questions about the process? Yep.
How did you get -x on number 2?
Right here?
Yeah.
X, I have 2 times -1 is -2x, -2x plus x is -x.
Oh.
So, okay. So you have questions? A lot of you had trouble on this last assessment, and I think it's because you aren't asking questions when you're confused. So if you don't know how to do some step here, that means you're confused, which means you have to ask a question. Okay? Then we'll try another one. So let's try B. And by let's try, I mean you try. Try B. Factor is the first step. So if you look at the first couple steps, you're having trouble. You have to multiply by the special 1. Well, what's the special 1? This is x plus 2. I need it to be x plus 2 times x minus 2. So that means my special 1 needs to be x minus 2 over x minus 2. Right? Yeah.
How'd you like come up with what your special one was?
X plus 2 and x plus 2. What's missing from here to be the same?
X minus
So that's how I choose my 1. X minus 2.
y, or just
You need the denominators to be the same, so look for what's missing. And let's finish up. This factors x minus 4 times x plus 2. Cancels with the x plus 2 down here. Cancel, cancel. So you get x minus 4 over x minus 2. And somebody tell me what x values I can't have? 2 and negative 2. Yep. Even though it's gone from right here, you can only see that, oh, I shouldn't have x equal to 2. You need to look back right here and say, can't have it equal to negative 2, and I can't have it equal to positive 2. Any questions on the second one? If you're not asking questions and you're confused, I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to have trouble on Friday. So make sure you ask questions. We have a test on Friday, yes. 8283.
I love it.
It's only 2 sections. I don't think it's. All right. We'll do one more of these ones before I move on. Actually, I take that back. This one becomes unnecessarily hard, so we're not going to do that one for day 1. So, while we're learning, we'll keep it easier, and you can try this one.
That one looks harder.
It's not harder.
No, it doesn't.
And the other one?
Oh, that one had like 3 polynomials. And 2 of them were denominators.
Okay, can you see the other one? Just
This
Trust
one's
me.
easier.
Just trust me, this one is easier.
These numbers are smaller.
smaller number, the harder it is.
Factor, look for special 1, so you can have like denominators. Add, simplify, see if you can cancel. Those are the steps. So I'll put the answer up here, but just make sure you're trying on your own to see if you understand it. I find that my special 1 is what over what?
X minus 3 over x minus 3.
That's it. Yep, thanks, Ilias. X minus 3 over x minus 3. Because that's missing. That's missing. Now you need to multiply this guy out first. So I'm going to do that. Minus, let's see, x squared minus 3x plus 5x is positive 2x. Negative 15, so it's x squared plus 2x minus 15. That's being subtracted from 2x squared minus 30. I want you again to star this problem because a lot of you are going to make this mistake and not distribute the negative. Each of these are going to switch signs. Each of these are going to switch signs. on this side. 2x squared minus 30 minus x squared minus 2x plus 15, all divided by that. Need to combine like terms. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. Minus 2x. Negative 30 plus 15 is negative 15. X plus 3, x minus 3. And you should say to yourself, something else happens.
Why don't you factor out the 2x squared?
It wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped if you factored this, because at the end you're going to have to combine them anyways. So it wouldn't have helped if you tried to factor that. You could have, but it wouldn't have helped. So like I was asking, the top one, something else happens here. It factors into, yep. Nope, because this is negative, so the bigger one has to be minus. And those cancel. So here's your final answer. X minus 5 over x minus 3. And you need to also state your terms, your values that are undefined. And you see that from right here, they are 3 and negative 3. X equals 3, negative 3, you cannot have. Okay. Yep.
Can you explain what happened from that first step in red
To here.
to like, yeah.
You need to be able to combine like terms. If you combine like terms here, you'll get here. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. Negative 2x is negative 2x. Negative 30 plus 15 is negative 15. Combine like terms. Okay. All right. So, how are we doing with this skill? Okay. All right. Do we need to try one more? Do you need to ask questions? I always say ask questions because I don't get enough of them from you all. All right. So, I just want to show you what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So you need to practice that skill tonight because look what we're doing tomorrow. This one is going to be complex. The other one was not complex.
So think about everything
Okay.
that's on math that isn't real is just the same thing that we thought is real, but you put complex in front of it.
All right. So why don't you get started on the homework? You got 10 minutes. Practice B. You can ask questions. You need to practice these skills tonight.